We hope that you've had a great week, and that certainly this is just a great way to start your day in worship. This Sunday, as you have heard, we're doing 2 unique streaming services at 9:30 and 11, so we'd love for you to join in there as well. But I hope this is a great way for you to start today in the gospel.
Hey guys, Caleb here. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, wherever you're watching this from. We're gonna read through Lamentations today, but before we do that, I wanted to talk to you about just some thoughts that I had. I noticed that when everything's going really well in my life, when everything is just lined up perfectly, money in the bank, it's a Saturday morning, driving up to Disney, there's no traffic on I-4 with my wife and my daughter. When all of those things are going well, that's when I kind of forget about the mercies of God. It's like the amount of mercies that God bestows upon me, the more I receive, the harder it is to translate to gratitude and praise. And yet at the same token, when things are going really, really badly, when everything seems just chaotic and dark around me, those few mercies that God has that I see, they just feel so much more rich and full in my life. And that's what Jeremiah is experiencing here in Lamentations. So the Babylonians have come into Jerusalem. They've taken the Israelites captive in exile. They've destroyed the city. They've ransacked the temple of God. And Jeremiah is just standing over his city that he grew up in, and that is considered the holy city. And he's looking at the hundreds of years of God's promises that just feel like they've laid waste. And when everything seems lost, in Lamentations chapter 3, verse 21, basically a parting of the clouds happens here. And he says this, he says, "I call this to mind, and therefore I have hope. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." See, it's not the bright, sunshiny day when we taste the greatness of God's faithfulness the most, although he is certainly faithful in those times. It's when everything is dark and chaotic and the pain is the greatest. That's when I feel the faithfulness of God the most in my life. And I know the way the world is operating right now, how quickly we went from peace to chaos, how quickly we went from like calm to pain. And it's so hard to remain faithful in these moments. It's so easy to compromise, to give into the fear, to give into the insanity that's going on in our world. But God is faithful. James chapter 1 says, "Every good and perfect gift comes from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change." It recalls to mind the hymn, "Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be." And so if you are in Christ, the great ground of God's faithfulness is in and through his son Jesus. No matter how dark the despair may be, we know that God remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself, as 2 Timothy says. And if we are in Christ, though we may have dark days ahead, though we may be in dark days, we can rest assured that God has not abandoned us, because he is faithful through it all. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like our Facebook page, subscribe to YouTube, follow up with us with regular content. Share this with a friend if you need to, and comment down below if there's anything that we can pray for you guys for. Love you guys. Take care. Have a great day.